Hello there, grade 3. For today, you're going to learn about length. Okay. Length refers to how far is from a certain point to another point. So for example, let's say from point A to point B. How far is point C to point D? So basically like referring to how long is from one point to another. Just like for example, from your house to school. So because of that, we tend to make use of length. How far is your house to school? And there are basic units that we make use of. Basic ones, okay? So for units of length, we have kilometer, which has an initial or a unit of km. We also have meter, represented by the letter M. And we also have the unit of centimeter. Meron pa yung mas maliit, which is milliliter. Millimeter rather, sorry. Bakit liter yung sinabi ko? Volume naman yung milliliter. Okay. But this one is length. Sorry. Okay. So, ganyan. Kilometer, meter, centimeter, and milliliter. Pero magfo-focus lang tayo dito sa tatlo. Okay? For now, we're only going to focus on kilometer, meter, and centimeter. Let's start with meter and centimeter muna. Comparison between meter and centimeter. Because there are times that you make use of centimeters in terms of measuring. There are times that you tend to make use of meter. And there are times that you tend to make use of kilometer. It's not always that you make use of kilometer. For example, how tall are you? You don't say, I'm 1 kilometer tall. Hindi nyo sasabihin yung ganyan. Okay? It depends on what you are basically measuring. Your height, the table, your house, how far you have traveled. Okay? So, depende yan. Okay? The units used depends on what you measure. So just to let you know, I arranged them according to length in terms of 1 unit each, no? If 1 unit each yan, if it is represented by 1 unit each, 1 kilometer, 1 meter, 1 centimeter, and 1 millimeter. The longest is 1 kilometer, followed by 1 meter, then 1 centimeter, then 1 millimeter. Okay, kung 1 unit yan, and you might ask, Teacher Mark, is it possible for all 4 to be equal? Yes, it is possible for them to be equal. And that is what we call conversion. We convert. So, let's start with meter to centimeters muna. So, you should know that for every 1 meter, there is an equivalent of 100 centimeter. Okay? Rewriting that with the units alone, 1 meter is equivalent to 100 centimeter. Okay? Kasi dito sa math, gagamitin natin yung mga units lang. But introducing you the terms, kasi syempre, some may be new to you. So, yan lang muna yung para sa inyo. So, since 1 meter is equivalent to 100 centimeters, it means that whenever we have 2 meters, syempre, magta-times 2 din ito. So, and if you observe, no, that's 200 centimeters. Look at that. We have 1, 1. We just add 2 zeros after. You have 2, you have 2. We just add 2 zeros after. So, parang basically there are two place value. Two place values for meter to centimeters. We basically move to decimal places. Okay? So, that's what you basically mean. And of course, obviously, for every 100 centimeter, it is equivalent to 1 meter. Binaligtad lang natin. Diba? So, yan ang ibig sabihin niyan ng conversion, making them equivalent. So, ibig sabihin, if someone will tell you that my table is 1 meter long, and then someone tells you, the other friend tells you, oh, your table is 1 meter long, mine is 100 centimeter long. Now, which one is longer? Which table is longer? So, with what you have learned right now, you know that 1 meter is equivalent to 100 centimeters. So, parehas lang. They measure the same. Okay, that's why we have this equal sign over here. Okay, ganyan lang yan. So, in your book, you have examples that you have to break down or to put or to combine. For example, we have 3 meters and 60 centimeters. And you're going to break it down first into centimeter and the other one also in centimeter, but obviously this one is already in centimeters. So all you have to break down here is the 3 meters into centimeters. And after doing so, all you have to do now is just to add them to give you your final length in centimeters. So, knowing that 60 centimeters is already 60 centimeters, you can just write it down that way. And 3 meters is what? Knowing that, again babalik tayo doon, for every 1 meter is equivalent to 100 centimeters. So, ibig sabihin, for every 2, it's 200. For 3, it's 300. For 9, it's 900. For 14, it's 14, then 100, technically. So, but in our case, in the Philippines, we read it as 1,400. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, this 3 meters is equivalent to 300 centimeters. And the total length for 3 meters and 60 centimeters in just centimeter alone, all you have to do is just to add this both, and you will have 360 centimeters. So again, just to show you that 3 meters and 60 centimeters is just equivalent to 360 centimeters. So if you noticed here, we have 2 units, diba? We made use of meters and centimeters dito. And then pagdating dito, we combine them as just 1 by converting. Okay? Conversion ang tawag dyan. We converted 3 meters to centimeters, which is ito na. And combine the same units. Because you cannot combine same units. Ibig sabihin, this is not equal to 63 centimeters. Kasi baka i-add nyo lang ang 3 sa 60. No. That is wrong. Okay? That is also wrong. Just to mark that safe para lang hindi kayo ma-confused. Okay? So, ganyan lang ang gagawin ninyo for your page 135. Basically, you are combining the units. Pagdating naman sa page 136. Okay? Again, this is for page 135. Pagdating nyo naman ngayon sa page 136, it's now the other way around. Some of your examples, basahin natin. You are going to convert, for example, 405 centimeters, breaking them down to centimeter and centimeter. Parehas pa rin, no? Paminsan yung books ninyo are confusing. Not actually confusing, but doesn't make sense. Pero sige lang. We are breaking them down by 100. Parang tinatanggal natin yung 100 na yun. So, and then from there, we will have your, we will convert these centimeters to meters and ending up with your other centimeter. So, ganyan lang. 405. If you're going to break down 405, break that down. Take the hundreds, which is 400, and what's left is just 5 alone. So, ibig sabihin, yung 400, we will place it here, 400 centimeters, and your 5 centimeter will be here. Ni-breakdown natin, taking away the hundreds. Okay, I hope that I was able to make that clear. Then again, going back to yung sa conversion kanina, for every meter is equivalent to 100. So, kapag 2 meters, 200. Pag 300 centimeters, 200. Going back yan. Bale, opposite na siya ngayon. Reverse. So, again, for every 100 centimeters is 1 meter. Ibig sabihin, if meron tayong 300 centimeters, we have 3 meters. If we have 500 centimeters, we have 5 meters. So, in this case, we have 400 centimeters, so which means that's equivalent to 4 meters. And of course, we have our 5. Rewrite nyo lang yan dyan. Okay? So, that's how easy it is. So, what if, another example lang, 673 centimeters, breaking it down, I don't need to write the plus pala. Okay. Then again, 673, take that and break them down into hundreds and whatever is left. 673. Taking away the 100, so that's 600, and what's left is 73. That's equivalent to 600 centimeters. Change color lang muna tayo para in-erase ko to. Okay, sorry. There, 600 here and 73 here. 600 centimeters, then again, going back sa conversion kanina, what if it's 600 centimeters? So then, obviously, it's equivalent to 6 meters. So, 6 meters tayo, and what's left is 73 centimeters. Ganyan lang. That's how you do page 136. Okay. Ngayon naman, let's talk about kilometer and meters. Okay. For every 1 kilometer, it is equivalent to 1,000 meters. Okay, just to make it clear, km stands for kilometer. And meter, ginagamit na natin yan since kanina pa. So, that's meter. M stands for meter. So, for every 1,000 kilometer is equivalent to 1,000, for every 1,000 kilometer, sorry. For every 1 kilometer, it is equivalent to 1,000 meter. Ibig sabihin, if we have 2 kilometers, it is equivalent to 2,000 meters. If we have 5 kilometers, it means we have 5,000 meters. If we have 10 kilometers, so that's equivalent to 10,000 meters. Napapansin nyo ngayon, earlier, if we were only comparing 2 zeros, 2 decimal places, ano yung sa taas? Going back. So, conversion, ano yun? 2 zeros, diba? 2 decimal places lang yung ginagalaw natin. Sorry about that. We live next to water district, so they are starting up their vehicles, so it might enter my recording, so I'm just gonna pause it for a while. Okay, so going back, no, kanina I was saying 2 decimal places lang ginagalaw natin. Ngayon naman is 3. We have 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So 3 place values, kumbaga, ang ginagalaw natin from kilometers to meters. So, in other words, if we're going to take the opposite, if we have 7,000 Jollibee delivery, just kidding, 7,000 meters, so that's basically equivalent to 7 kilometer. If there's 9,000 meters, so that's equivalent to 9 kilometer. So, ganun lang. Diba? So, that's basically how you relate kilometers to meter and meter to kilometer. Okay, so, anyway, so sa book nyo na naman, meron na naman ganun. The same thing as what we did earlier. Converting, for example, you have 2 kilometers. Let me write that properly. 2 kilometers and let's say 10 meters. Breaking it down, 2 meters and meters. Then combining them both, ending with just meters. So, the same lang to. 10 meters, that's what you write here. 2 kilometers. So, basically, you don't write just 2, but instead, it's equivalent in meters. 2 kilometers, like what we've said earlier. O may example na pala tayo kaagad. Kasi knowing that 1 kilometer is equivalent to 1,000 meter, so we can say that 2 kilometer is equivalent to 2,000 meters. And all you have to do now to find our final or total length in meters is to combine these two. So that's 2,000 plus 10, that's 2,010 meters. Diba? So in this case, you already have your answer. Another example. Let's say 3 kilometers and 450 meters. Okay. Meron tayong blank meters, then blank meters again, and our final unit. 450 meters, it's already in meters, so write nyo lang yan dyan. And for this one, 3 kilometers rather, is equivalent to 3,000 meters. Okay, all you have to do now is to put them together. 3,000 plus 450 will give us 3,450 meters. So, ganyan lang ka dali. Doing the opposite most likely. So, that's for page 137. Then again, for the next page, doing the opposite of what we did here. What is given is, for example, 7,510 meters to be broken down to kilometers and meters pala muna. Meters and meters. Then later on to kilometer and meter. Okay. So breakdown natin to. Same like what we did earlier, taking 7,510. Now, in this case, since you notice that 3 decimal places tayo, 'di ba? It's 3 decimal places, which means we are talking about 1,000 here. Earlier, we are talking about 100 lang. Like what we did dito, 100 lang. Now, we are talking about 1,000. So, ibig sabihin, what you do here is to take the 1,000 away. So, if you're going to read the number 7,510, so we should take the 7,000 and what's left is just 510. So, all you have to do now is to put the 7,000 here and 510 here. And all you need to do again is to convert 7,000 meters to kilometer. Again, going back. Ganyan, dito na lang pala para hindi tayo malito. 1,000 meters is equivalent to 1 meter. 2,000 meter is equivalent to 3 kilometers. Sorry, bakit ba to, Teacher Mark? What's wrong with me? And bakit yan 3? Ano ba yan si Teacher Mark, no? What's wrong with Teacher Mark today? So anyway, 4,000 meters will become 4 kilometers. So anyway, ganyan na yan. Getting the logic there? So ibig sabihin, if it's 7,000, it's equivalent to 7 kilometer. And of course, what's left is 510. Okay, so ganyan lang ang gagawin ninyo dito. Breaking down. The same logic earlier, but it's in this case, we are making use of kilometers. And since it's kilometers, it's in 1,000. Okay? So that's basically it. That's how you basically convert these units of in terms of length, no, yung meters, kilometers, centimeters. Okay?